What's up with the Poetic Mind Shift TV? What's up with the YouTube? What's happening? What's happening? What's happening? Look, man, make sure you like, subscribe, and comment, hit that notification bell, man. Do that real quick. Do it right now. Don't wait until the video over with. Do it right now. Look, man, on a serious note, I want to talk about, man, just my old habit. I used to snort cocaine. I used to snort cocaine. The reason why I started, at the beginning of me indulging in this drug, I was just being, hanging around with a friend, a crowd of friends, and one of my older partners, he was older than me. He was like in the 30s, going on his 40s, and I was in my early 20s, and I just had got out of jail. I just came from being incarcerated, so they were just having a big old party, right? And so I stepped in. I'm talking about fresh out of jail. Like, I don't even think I stayed home 20 minutes. I think I might have took a shower, man, and man, I was back in the streets before you know it. So, man, my older partner, a lot of them guys was older, really, in their 30s and 40s, and they were just all around there doing cocaine. I seen my little partner, the one I been hanging around with since I was yay high. I'm talking about like 8 years old. You know what I'm saying? We was, real young. Like, I was not 8 years old. I'd say probably like 10 or 11 years old. So he was like my childhood friend. And I was hanging around him a lot. So this was like his brothers and, his people or whatever. But, they were still my partners or whatever. So, long story short, the guy was like, hey, man, we doing cocaine. You want to do something? And I'm looking like, and my other partner, the one that's kind of like me and him was kind of real close too. He was like my childhood friend too. But this wasn't a childhood friend. Like, this wasn't his household. But we hung around a lot, with each other too. You know what I'm saying? So, he was like, man, I don't know if we gonna do it. Cause around the time, man, we were doing X pills. Ecstasy was the thing. You know what I'm saying? Like, Boosie and, around that early 2000, man, it was X pill was the thing. So that's what we were doing. We was like doing a whole lot of X pills, jigging and all that. We was just doing a whole lot of ecstasy. And, my partner was like, nah, I just mess with the ecstasy or whatever. And he was like, I ain't finna do it. So I was like, man, and I was so stressed out, man, and, stressed out from jail, man. I had a child, what I'm saying? I had, all this was going through my head. I was depressed and, and going through a whole lot, man. And honestly, I needed an escape. And that's what happened. That's what got me into that. I wanted to escape. That's why you have to watch, your coping mechanisms, man, because a lot of time your coping mechanism for your stress and your depression, can lead to a lot of substance abuse. But anyway, I went and, they put it on the glass. They put the cocaine on the glass. And I was like, fuck it, man. I'll do it. Fuck it. You know what I'm saying? I was like, fuck it. I'll do it. I don't give a fuck. You know what I'm saying? So I was like, he said, man, put your face in the mirror. So and the first time I did it, I looked at myself while I did it. And, that was to me, I felt like that was a form of self-hatred, for myself. I think it was a form of self-hatred. But now I look back at it, I feel like, man, it was a form of self-hatred because I'm looking dead at myself as I snort the cocaine up my nose. I'm looking at the mirror like it's all the cocaine on the mirror and I'm snorting it off the, I'm taking a big old cook. And it was like my first time doing it, but you would think I was doing it for years, crazy. You know what I'm saying? So after that, man, it just had me stuck. You know what I'm saying? So me and my partner, we was just sitting there playing the game for like hours. Like, I remember this time because they was like playing a lot of Tupac. You know what I'm saying? They were playing a whole lot of Tupac, man. So, the background, just imagine, you know what I'm saying? I'm coked out. Tupac playing in the background. We all playing NBA Live. You know what I'm saying? So we just, I'm out of it. You know what I'm saying? And it just gave me that big numbing feeling. It's just kind of like it took away all the pain. Like whatever I was going through, whatever it was, it just went out. And then, I'm talking like a mother. I'm talking about everything. You know, me and my partner, we draining out the nose, eyes wide open, just talking about everything. And, you know, it was a experience that I should have never had, you know, cause that moment took me down a long Dauphine road. I'm talking about, man, really doing and stealing and, you know, doing a whole lot of shady stuff, you know, just to get the high. You know, I was a lost boy. You know, I was lost in the mind, man. I was a lost boy, man. I was lost in the mind. You know, I didn't, you know, I didn't care. You know, I didn't want to be a man or none of that. You know, I was just, you know, I thought I was being a man, but I was lost. I was just a lost boy. And just trying to figure out myself, and the drugs were not helping. So, like I said, years go by, man. I did cocaine, man. Man, I can't even remember. It was so long, man. I might have did cocaine for maybe like 5 years or something like that. I did it for a long time. I did it for a long period of time, you know. But, you know, it was just the cocaine and the drinking and stuff like that. But when I got to the point, what this, you know, story is about, I had got to the point that I didn't want to do it anymore. I think it was when my daughter was born. When my daughter was born, it was like, man, I was climbing on to my 30s, and it was like, man, you know, I gotta change. You know, I can't keep being like this. I have to do something. I cannot just keep on doing this cocaine all the time, man, because everybody's dying. You know, people getting overdosed. You know what I'm saying? I had a cousin that overdosed on cocaine. You understand what I'm saying? So it's not something that you want to keep doing. So, and then, you know, I don't want to be no Dauphine running around here. I don't want to be 4 or 5 o'clock in the morning, man, begging somebody for some, just so I can put some coke up my nose. You know what I'm saying? People putting all types of different stuff in the coke. So whatever it is, man, I just didn't want to, you know what I'm saying? I call myself trying to sell drugs and all this, man. It was just a life I didn't want to live no more. I didn't want to live like that no more. You know, just constantly paranoid. Couldn't keep a job. You know, it was just, man, I did not want to live like that no more. And I'm getting up in the mirror and I'm looking at myself and like, man, I don't want to be like this no more, man. I'm at my job, man. I'm at one of my jobs and I'm bleeding out my nose. You know what I'm saying? It got that bad. It got to the point that I was bleeding out my nose at my job. I'm at work and blood just coming out my nose. And I'm in the bathroom with a whole lot of blood on my shirt because I've been doing coke all night or all night and all morning. You know, so it just got bad, man. It got real bad. It got real ugly. And getting kicked in and out the house, you know, all this stuff, man. Fighting with my baby mama, it make you all just you know. And then I was doing it so bad, man. I took my baby mama tax money and just did all the cocaine in the world, man, with her tax money, man. You know, it got that bad. I took all my children's money and went straight to the dope man with it. And, you know, really thought I was doing something in life, but wasn't doing nothing. I was in an illusion. That coke had me in an illusion. I had myself in an illusion. The coke was just helping, you know? So, you know, I got to the point, man, I just wanted to stop, man. So I stopped. And I've been off cocaine, man, for about 7 to 8 years right now, man. I give myself about 7 to 8 years. It's been almost a decade now. And I've been out for a long time, man. So I give myself about 8 years. I've been off cocaine, man. And like I said, I had my daughter. You know, I had relapsed one time because I was, you know, dealing with a family member. And this family member, he's so darn cool with it. You know what I'm saying? He like, man, he's like the devil. Like, he's super cool. Like, when you going through something and he call you on the phone, it's like he can put you in the mood to want to do coke. And you be like, man, I'm not even trying to do that no more. But the vibe be so cool. He be so cool. He's so manipulative. You know, and me not loving myself like I should, I'm easily to be manipulated. You know what I'm saying? I don't respect myself because, you know, you doing that, you're not respecting yourself when you taking that stuff and you putting that stuff in your nose and doing this to your body and doing this. You don't respect yourself. I don't care what nobody say. You know what I'm saying? If they say that you're respecting yourself doing coke, fuck them. You understand what I'm saying? Fuck them. You know what I'm saying? Fuck everything they stand for. And that's real talk. I'm gonna just keep it a buck. Anybody that feel like they respecting themselves and they doing coke, man, fuck them. That shit is dumb and stupid. But, like I said, man, I just went through that whole situation and, I had it to the point that I had to, clean myself up, man. So I just stopped, man. Like I said, I relapsed and ended up doing coke with him. And I felt so bad, man, when I did it after it, man. Like, I felt so bad and I felt so, like, man, worthless, man. Like, man, why did I do this? You know, why did I do this to myself? Why I constantly keep going back to this coke? I don't want this in my life. You know, so that right then, man, I made a conscious decision to change. And that decision I changed, I think my daughter maybe was like a year old or something like that. But I changed, man. Just keep looking at her, man, with coke in my nose, bro. I didn't want that going on, man. So I just stopped, man. I stopped cold turkey. A lot of people say they had to deal with certain things or how did you do it? But man, honestly, man, I quit cold turkey, man. I quit. It was a coping mechanism. That's what I used it for. I didn't use it to, you know, have fun or just whatever. I used it for a coping mechanism. I used it to deal with the stress that's going on in my life. So that means I had to face reality. Now, I'm not saying everybody should take this approach. You need to find certain things that can kind of help you. You know what I'm saying? They got little certain drugs and stuff like that, man. You might get prescribed by a doctor to help you through that. But myself, I quit it cold turkey. Over with. Done. I was through with it. No more. You know, and that was just being real, man. Just keeping the buck, man. I didn't want that in my life. And I think when you make a conscious decision, man, you're going to follow through it. No matter what it is, what type of struggle you going through. If you make a conscious decision and say, man, you know what? I want to change my thoughts when it comes to this. That's when you change your reality. Because when you change your thought, you change your reality. You feel me? So, man, don't let nobody tell you different, bro. Don't let nobody tell you different. You know, and you know, like I said, I've been out for years, man. I go work out. You know what I'm saying? I'm working out right now. You feel me? Working out. You know what I'm saying? I'm working out and, you know, man, and just trying to feel good. Yes, do I still get those memories? Yes, I still get those memories because I'm going to be forever an addict. You know, if you start doing drugs, you are forever an addict. I don't care if it's alcohol, weed, whatever. If you stop doing it, you are still an addict because you're an addict because you was once a dope fiend. Now you're not, or you used to use it to cope with stress. Now you don't, but it's a continual process though. You know, it's a continual process for you to stop. You know, you have to cut this. That's an everyday process to not go back to where you used to be. So you're forever an addict. Don't let nobody tell you different. You are forever an addict. But, you know, you're clean and you're doing better. You are clean and doing better addict, though. You understand what I'm saying? I know that sounds funny, but it's real, though. It's real, you know? Because if you would never did it before, then you wouldn't be an addict. You understand? So you just, like I said, you in rehab and you're forever rehab. You know, you in rehab till the day you die. You understand? So, and you have to look at it, man. If anybody going through this, that's watching this video, man, just think about it like this, man. God put everybody that's in the Bible, man, everybody went through everything. Like Moses had to go through the water. You know, David had to, beat the giant. You understand what I'm saying? So, and they needed God for that. You understand what I'm saying? But he sent all of them through a struggle. Job went through a struggle in the struggle in the Bible. Everybody goes through a struggle. You know what I'm saying? To get that blessing, to get that reward. So it's going to be a struggle to get through it, but you can make it through it. And when you make it through it, that's when God going to bless you. If you let that stuff go, man, God going to bless you every time. You know, right now I got my child, man. You know what I'm saying? I got my child up under the same roof as me. As a black man. My child is under the roof with me, and I'm raising my child. You know what I'm saying? My children, my child, man, all my kids, man. You know, and that's a blessing to be able to take care of your children on the same roof as you. That's a blessing, man. To me, it is. Look how that sun's shining, man. Look at that sky. Look at God, man. Look at God. Look at God. That's God, man. That's God. So you can make it through it, man. If it's gonna be a struggle, yes, you're gonna have withdrawals. Yes, you're gonna be late nights, man. You know, sweating and stuff like that. You're gonna go through that. Yes, you're gonna have nightmares. I've had those nightmares. You understand what I'm saying? I had them nightmares, but them nightmares, it made me a better man. It made me a better man. You understand? So take care of yourself, man. Just like Jerry Springer used to say on his show, man. Take care of yourself and each other. You understand? R.I.P. to Jerry Springer. You understand me? You know, take care of yourself, man. Take care of yourself, man. You know, take care of the people around you, man. Stop being self-destructive. Stop it. Stop it. It ain't worth it. Those drugs are not worth it. They're not worth it. And like I said, that's how I quit, man. I quit it by cold turkey. I quit by being inspired to quit. You know, you got to find inspiration. Find you some inspiration. Find something that inspire you. And I don't give a damn how depressed you are or how depressed you think you feel or whatever. You can come up out that hole. You can come up out that grave. You can find inspiration. You have to look for it. Get off your ass and look for it. Put in the work. Faith without work is dead. Sorry, excuse me. Faith without work is dead. You got to have some faith, man, that you can overcome that drug. And trust me, I feel good, especially when I go play basketball and stuff like that with youngins and stuff. Man, I feel good because I can whoop on them. Feel me? I can whoop on them. You feel me? I can whoop on them. Man, look, I'm in my 30s, man. I'm almost 40. You feel me? Look, them youngsters, they can't deal with me, man. They can't deal with me. And like I said, like, man, be honest with you, man. Like I said, through the Bible, man, it's like you one of those characters in the Bible, man, because you went through it. You went through the fire. You went through the flames and you came out of it. You know, you damn near I want to say it, but you damn near a prophet. If you want to look at any person that used to be an addict is damn near a prophet. You know what I'm saying? And that's just not to gaslight nobody. It's just being real. You know, you went through a lot. You know? But anyway, make sure you like, subscribe, and comment. Hit that notification bell. Man, look, y'all keep it real out there. Keep it a buck. Don't be fake, man. Leave all them drugs alone. Leave alcohol. Leave the bad food alone. Leave them women alone. Leave that stuff alone, man. And detach from that stuff. Respect yourself, and, you know, and do better. Cause that's the goal. You know, especially if you used to do drugs, alcohol, and used to be in the streets or whatever it is. That's the goal, is to be better than you was yesterday. You have to be better than you was yesterday. That's the goal. Love, peace, and power.